100 places to see. Wow. Okay. If you're undecided on where to go for that next cruise, or if you've never even cruised before, we're going to show you very quickly about 100 places that Carnival Cruise Line visits. Hey guys, I'm Michael, and welcome to Cruise Control. Here we offer vacation tips to save you time and money. So hey, subscribe and come be a part of our cruise family here, where we set the cruise control to fun. Alright, let's start with the Bahamas. This can be a fun cruise, and oftentimes the Bahamas are points of destination for shorter cruises with being closer to the U.S., but can also be visited on some longer cruises as well. Okay, here we have Nassau, home of the amazing Atlantis Resort. This place is beautiful and fun for all ages. Freeport, probably best known for its shopping. You can find lots of interesting bargains here. Half Moon Cay, a favorite of many, and a private island, as is Princess Cays here also. Key West, Florida, is also visited with many of the cruise packages here as well. Okay, now let's look at what's probably the most popular and most visited area, the Caribbean or the Caribbean. Now, when visiting here, if you book a cruise of about 6 to 8 days, you can usually visit 3 or 4 different destinations here, and sometimes that may include someplace else close by or that's along the way. Oftentimes with Carnival, when you visit the Caribbean, one of the stops that is included sometimes will be Cozumel, Mexico. Cozumel is a beautiful island with equally beautiful beaches and more. As for the Caribbean here, all of these places are very popular, and to choose any one favorite would be according to personal preference, of course, but some of my favorites and favorites of others that I've seen mentioned would be Grand Cayman, St. Martin, Grand Turk, St. Lucia, and Montego Bay. Again, it's really just personal preference, and your favorites list may be entirely different. Also, there are still some of these ports that I have not yet visited. A lot of people are now visiting Cuba. I think that would be very interesting, as well as seeing the Panama Canal. A lot of history there as well. Okay, now cruises have been resumed going back to San Juan, Puerto Rico. I'm booked to visit there later in the year, and I'm very curious to see how the progress is going with the hurricane recovery. One thing that you might want to keep in mind when you start shopping for a cruise is this. Is there any one place or places that stand out for you, or that you've most wanted to visit? It's a good idea to maybe have a mental note or even a list made out, so that when you start looking to book your cruise, you'll have at least something in mind of kind of what you're looking for. Now, for some people, the choice of a certain cruise liner is far more important than the destination. For me personally, it's more of a combination of the two, really. There have been a couple of times that I've wanted to visit someplace, but the only dates available were on a ship that I didn't particularly want to choose, so I, of course, picked other destinations. It's not that it was a bad cruise or anything like that. It's just that I would more enjoy going on a cruise liner that maybe I haven't yet been on. And in the Caribbean, there's so many places to go. Okay, next up is Carnival Cruises to Mexico. Carnival does have a port in Ensenada, Mexico, and they have just announced a major project going on there to make things much bigger and better. Of course, it's not necessary to leave from that port for a cruise to Mexico. As for favorites, for many probably would be Cozumel, of course, Costa Maya, and Cabo San Lucas, and I'm very sure there are others. There's quite a lot to do in Mexico. The beaches, again, are beautiful. The food is fantastic. And the shopping there is really great too. You can find some really good buys. There are tours and lots of things to see. For me, I always enjoy learning about the culture of the places that I visit. In Mexico, a lot of that comes through the crafts and the handmade items that they'll sell, clothing, blankets, things like that. Okay, Carnival also cruises to Alaska. There are many ports of destination and many places to see. I think an Alaskan cruise is on the bucket list for a lot of people. This will be a cruise very different from any other. Alaska has so much beauty to offer: the mountains, the wildlife, the glaciers. Okay, I'm ready to go. Count me in. And actually, the price isn't bad either. Carnival offers 7, 8, and even 14-day cruises to Alaska. Might be something to think about. Also, so many of the main points of interest here can only be seen by boat or ship, so if you are on a cruise, hey, you're already there. But wait a minute. Carnival also cruises to beautiful Hawaii. Now, here's something else to think about. Hawaii has some of the most beautiful beaches in the world. Oh, the sunsets, the waterfalls, the volcanoes. It's been said that every day in Hawaii is like a postcard. Carnival offers 10, 11, and 14-day Hawaiian cruises. Of course, when visiting Hawaii, most people will want to see more than just one island. So here again, if you're on a cruise ship, then you already have the transportation to do just that. How about a cruise to Canada and New England? Well, hey, Carnival does that too. Halifax, Nova Scotia, St. John, Portland, Maine, Boston, and New York. There are different options here and different packages, but wow, a lot to see in one package. Okay, what about a European cruise? Now, this is something that not a lot of people even think about, but hey, what an incredibly fun and cost effective way to enjoy a real European vacation while still enjoying the luxury of that cruise, also. You're probably going to get to see a lot more for a lot less money than if you just called up your travel agent and said, hey, I want to go to Europe. Barcelona, Rome, Naples, Pompeii, Sicily. Hey, the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I don't know about that, though. It would be my luck the thing would finally fall over. I could see the headlines now. Thanks to YouTube, idiot, there are now only 6 new wonders of the world. Okay, moving on. Pompeii, an ancient city that was once covered in volcanic ash for many years. I think this would be fascinating to see in person. Also, Marseille, France's oldest and still second largest city, dates back to the ancient Greeks. A lot of history here, a lot of culture, and plenty to see. Landmarks and monuments, museums, churches and cathedrals, cafes and shopping. So yeah, actually, with a package like this, you'd get to see a lot of different countries in just one cruise. Carnival also offers cruises for Australia and Asia. These cruises go from 3 days to 19 days, with many points of destination. Okay, now the final tip that I want to bring up is this. For most of us, when we decide to go on a cruise, we do have to travel to whichever port that we're going to board the cruise. Now, I don't know about you, but I usually will try to arrive the day before because I don't want to stress about being late or a delayed flight or something like that. And I think sometimes what so many of us overlook is that, hey, really, this too is a point of destination as well. So, no matter if you're boarding in Miami, Long Beach, New Orleans, or wherever, hey, take some time to see the sights and see what the city has to offer. You're there anyway, so take advantage of that time as well. Carnival leaves from like 19 or 20 places now, So why not make the most of that very first stop, too? All right, guys. Hey, remember to subscribe and check out our other videos. And hey, scroll down and check out our cruise gear listed in the description below. We've got some really neat stuff for that next vacation. Guys, again, my name is Michael. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.